It was sent outward, away from the Sun, away from Earth, into the black unknown. A spacecraft no larger than a small car, yet destined for distances beyond imagination. With the mind of a calculator and the soul of a dreamer, it carried with it our hopes, our curiosity, and a golden whisper from humanity. Decades passed. Boundaries were crossed. But just when silence seemed final, just when the probe was thought to be fading into oblivion, something unexpected happened. A signal. An anomaly. A discovery that defied everything we thought we knew about deep space. One that may not just rewrite physics, but reality itself. A planetary alignment, a cosmic choreography that occurs once every 176 years. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all perfectly placed to sling a single spacecraft across their orbits. The mission was dubbed the Grand Tour. Voyager 2 took flight in August 1977. Its design was simple. Its power, modest. But its mission? Unprecedented. It soared past Jupiter's storms and Saturn's rains. It glimpsed Uranus spinning on its side in Neptune's deep, electric blue gales. Each world unveiled secrets no one expected. Volcanic moons, magnetic chaos, methane oceans. But after Neptune, there were no more planets. The cameras shut off. The world stopped watching. Yet the journey had only just begun. Voyager 2 drifted farther. Beyond Pluto. Beyond the solar winds. Beyond the edge of the Sun's influence, into the interstellar sea. NASA confirmed it. Voyager 2 had crossed the heliopause. It had entered space between the stars. A place no human machine had fully explored while still alive. Its sensors, somehow still functioning, began detecting strange patterns. Fluctuations in plasma, unexpected waves of radiation. The deeper it went, the stranger it became. Then came the burst. A data spike, sudden, structured, precise. At first, engineers blamed old circuits. A system glitch. But the signal didn't match noise. It matched intent. The electromagnetic patterns were too regular. Too exact. They weren't chaos. They were information. The spacecraft had picked up something it shouldn't have. A ripple, a pulse. A warp in the local space-time field. But there were no black holes nearby. No supernovae. Nothing known that could twist the fabric of space. And yet, space was bending. Something was there. A Nobel-winning physicist was brought in. After reviewing the data, they said only this: this region isn't natural. Something is working here. NASA went quiet. No press releases. No public acknowledgement. Only silence. But behind the curtain, the Deep Space Network watched closely. The signal had changed. The transmission frequency had shifted. Just slightly. But deliberately. Not by Voyager. Not by Earth. By something else. Could it be a reply? For on Voyager's golden record, bolted to its side, was a message. Music, greetings, maps, a diagram of humanity. A cosmic hello. And now, had someone, or something, said hello back. The signal wasn't random. It repeated. A pattern. Then, a pause. Then another variation. It mirrored communication. Not static, not physics. Language. For a brief time, several of Voyager's instruments went dark. Radiation detectors, magnetic field sensors. Nothing but silence. And then, just as suddenly, they came online. But change. New baselines. Altered thresholds. As though Voyager had been adjusted. Remotely. From somewhere no signal should reach. And then came the divide. Something had found Voyager. Read its message. And touched it. The golden record was never meant to be heard. It was a time capsule. A hope, not a conversation. But maybe hope was enough. Maybe that whisper into the void wasn't lost. Maybe the void whispered back. Inside the silence, inside the stars, Voyager the 2nd of May have found something ancient. Or something found it. A presence that doesn't announce itself with ships or voices. But with physics. With gravity. With gentle fingerprints on the fabric of space. We used to ask, are we alone? But now, the question lingers differently. Are we ready not to be? Voyager 2 is no longer just a machine. It is a witness. A messenger. And maybe, just maybe, the first ambassador to the unknown. The stars are no longer silent. We just weren't listening, until now. The signal did not fade. Instead, it deepened. Like a whisper that became a voice. A voice without sound, but full of intent. At NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, engineers stared at the data with unease. Voyager 2 was transmitting something they had never seen before. Not just particles or waves. But symmetry. Mathematics, layered within distortion. Fractals within energy. It wasn't just a signal. It was structure. A pattern repeating across quantum noise, elegant, recursive, and unnatural. It was as if something beyond us had inscribed its thoughts into the very vacuum of space. A cosmic glyph. A digital monument carved in radiation. The scientists named it the fold pattern. Because the waveform folded over itself in impossible ways. Like space itself was being written on. Edited. But by whom? More concerning was what followed. Voyager's trajectory had changed, slightly, almost imperceptibly. Not from thrusters. Not from gravity. But something external. As though the craft had encountered a pressure. Not physical, but dimensional. Deep space physicist Dr. Kira Malin gave it a name, the veil. She theorized that Voyager 2 had passed through a boundary. Not a wall, but a membrane between layers of spacetime. A place where our laws of reality begin to dissolve. And what lay beyond was not silence, but intelligence. This was not a solar anomaly. Not a magnetic fluke. It was deliberate. A second signal arrived weeks later. Compressed, encoded. Buried in neutrino fluctuations Voyager shouldn't even be able to detect. Yet, there it was. A burst of low-temperature data, at absolute zero. A message not made of sound or light, but of absence. Information carried by the void itself. Decoded, it revealed only 3 glyphs. They did not match any human language. But their structure was unmistakably logical. Prime-based. Triadic symmetry. One physicist stared at the symbols for hours before saying softly, "They know how we count." Then came the silence. Longer than before. Emptier. But silence is never just empty. The team monitoring Voyager's systems reported another change. This time, in the probe's core memory. Its digital signature had shifted. Anomalies in checksum logs. New sequences, written into Voyager's aging software. But no upload had been sent. Something had reached in. Someone, or something, was rewriting the probe. Without radio. Without code. As if information itself had obeyed a higher rule.